What's happening, YouTube? Back here, another episode of LRT. My name's Kevin, obviously your host. I know I said I was gonna do a video probably next week, but I figured because everything is so new, I'm trying to get a few videos up and running. Maybe I can get into the algorithm, um, because I truly believe in what I'm doing, but I truly believe in what we need for this country. And besides everything else that's going on and all the crazy politics and craziness in today's world, I think sometimes you just need to sit back and you just need to take a few deep breaths and understand everything's okay. But anyways, so today on LRT, we're gonna be talking about mental health. This is a topic that is very important, just as important as physical health. I would say, actually, I'm 100% on that. If not more important than physical health. Well, not more important, but it is just as important. But the thing is a lot of times mental health is overlooked or overshadowed by poly substance abuse now, or alcoholism, or just heroin addiction, or opioid addiction, or benzo addiction, or you name it. So with that being said, at LRT, we're dedicated to changing that. We believe that um, you know, raising awareness about mental health can lead to a better understanding of acceptance and support, because you have to have a support system around you. I cannot tell you how important it is to have a support system around you, but it's extremely important. And I would think that most people would get that or understand that, but not everybody knows that. Um, so, your mental health it's just key. But anyways, so understanding and acceptance. Now, the acceptance, there's a lot of people that don't understand mental health addiction or mental health issues. I'm sorry. Uh, did I say addiction? Mental health addiction? Um, Even though they do go together. Um, we're talking about the mental health part. Anyways, the acceptance part comes, actually, it's full, because the person that has the mental health issue doesn't want to admit that they have that issue, because then that could be a sign of weakness. Let's just say it's somebody like me for many years. I'll be a perfect example. I'll be the guinea pig. For so many years, I put off getting any kind of help. I didn't want to ask anybody. I was the toughest guy in the world. I was able to handle it. You don't know what you're talking about. And, I would say this to healthcare professionals. I would say this to anybody in my life that would try to help me. And little did I know that's what set me on my course. And, my mental health journey. So, and speaking on mental health, something I want to touch on is depression. Um, there are support for those in need. Uh, and let's talk about a few points of understanding mental health better and how we can support each other. Now, when it comes down to depression, this is a deadly disease. Okay? There's just no doubt about it. It's deadly. You have to really be careful when somebody you love is depressed or you are depressed. And there's different kinds of depression. There's manic, there's just a whole plethora of different ways of being depressed, and for different reasons. Uh, some people can't forgive themselves for whatever it is, and whatever that case is, I would say to that person that if they couldn't forgive themselves, that to just take a step back from whatever the issue was and just look at it. Don't make any decisions of not being depressed or anything. Just look at the issue and come at it from a different angle. And you also want people, like I said, that circle of trust. I mean, let's go to Ben Stiller. I forgot analyze. No, I forgot what movie it was. But anyways, um, Meet the Parents. That's right. Meet the Parents. Anyways, um, you want that circle of trust of people. You want people that you trust, and I mean trust in your circle. You don't want anybody that's gonna be, you know, doing anything that's gonna um, collide, let's just say, with your depression. Because let's just say the example of two people dating, one's depressed, the other one's depressed as well. Neither of them have spoken about it with each other. Now, one of them is probably going to be hiding an addiction issue of some sort, or maybe they just journal and they just internalize all of their issues and they just explode when the time comes. That's why we have in America a lot of school shootings, mall shootings. These are things that need to be addressed and addressed right away. Um, but it all starts with your mental health, your mental hygiene, and just wanting a better life for yourself. And it starts with you. It always starts with you. Whatever you do is going to start with you. Um, this YouTube channel, for example, I'm definitely terrified to do this, but it started with me, and I'm going to continue it. And I'm not comfortable on the camera. I'll just be totally honest. Um, I think the more videos I do, the more comfortable I'm getting. That's why I'm doing so many videos. I want to start getting comfortable. Um, and another thing, I do promise, this is kind of breaking away a little bit, but I do promise that the background's going to end up being different, and the channel is obviously going to grow, and it's going to be the videos, they're obviously going to be tuned up a little bit and better. But I'll be totally honest with you. Really, the big things that I care about would be sound and maybe some music, and maybe make it look a little bit better with the company name, um, which is Let's Recover Together, L.R.T. That's the YouTube channel. But anyways, I'm kind of breaking off topic. So, you have these two people, and then, maybe one of them is doing the drugs on the side, and then maybe you have the other one who's not a drug addict, but they internalize, and they don't they don't have an outlet. They don't have anybody to call. They don't have, so that, especially, and let's assume that that's a male partner, and this isn't every case. So please, this is a case by case basis. This is just as an example. But if it's the male, if they're depressed, I mean, it doesn't take a lot to get somebody like that angry. That leads to abuse, and which is never okay, and immediately must be handled. That's why before it even gets there, there's people like me, there's companies like me, there are, people that care. There are people that care. Um, I guess the only thing is the government doesn't give enough funding to people um, in my field, and my colleagues, I should say, in the mental health field and drug field. Um, you know, and so now, second, it's important to know that mental health issues are, if you come out with a mental health issue and let's just say you ask for help, that is not a weakness. That is a strength. Asking for help is a strength. People believe that if they ask for help or um, they have to go to an outside source um, to be able to get help for themselves. They believe that maybe they failed themselves, or the way they grew up, their parents or whomever um, either treated them crummy, or they just didn't believe in them, and it went. And I know that because, I mean, unfortunately, that's what I had out of my father. So, um, I understand that. This is why I created this channel, and it's because I can relate to almost every situation that you could put down. You know, like I said in my last video, um, I had some issues when I was younger, and things happened. I think I got demonetized earlier for saying it, so I'm not going to come right out and say it, but I had some issues. I had a friend who took advantage of me for a few years, and that's a anger that I held for so long. I'm 34 now, and that happened to me when I was about 8 years old. Now, it happened for a few years. It happened until I was about 11 years old. My mother was very attentive, but, her guard was down because she was with her best friend. And I never said anything because I almost felt like I would fail her if, like, I would say something. Like, I didn't want to break her friendship up with her best friend. They worked at the same place. I didn't understand. My mother would have definitely went to bat for me, but um, anyways, so that has led to, or that led to my mental health deteriorating as a young child. Now, that's where I can understand and I can appreciate that feeling in others. And that's why I can, again, appreciate and understand why people run to drugs, why they run to alcohol. It's all understandable. Um, so, yeah, seeking help is a strength. You have to look at it as a strength because it is. That's exactly what this is. Um, if you want to get help for yourself and you really want to change your life, getting help for yourself is definitely the best thing you can do for yourself. And it shows that you have, one, common sense, two, it also shows that you are willing and ready. Now, nobody can foresee an outcome before it happens. However, that's why there's other people, but that's also why there's LRT. Let's recover together is exactly what I say it is. Let's recover together. I'm in it with you 100%. Um, you know, you could be in the fetal position at 3 a.m. and just message me, phone call me. It doesn't matter. But anyways, that's that part of it. Um, it's also important to see the signs of when somebody's struggling with mental health. Now, this is for people that are, let's say, parents that are dealing with kids, teenagers. I have two teenagers right now myself, that are deal with um, depression and deal with anxiety, and how do you see it, and what are so some of the things that you're going to look for are kind of like being tired, a little more tired, um, less less eye contact with family members. There's going to be less family time. Um, where maybe uh, your child or children used to hang out with you, now maybe they're, and a lot of this is teenagers being teenagers, right? Like, we were all teenagers at one time. Teenager wants to sit at home with mom and dad all the time. However, but what I'm talking about is a little different. It's a little more unique. Um, like I said, you'll notice a little energy drain from them. Maybe they won't get out of bed as much, and maybe they won't leave the house as much, and find friends as much. That's part of the issue. Um, but those are things that you got to look for. Those are things that you always want to look for. Um, and it could be sleeping patterns. Maybe their sleeping patterns are changing. It's just a whole bunch of things you have to look for, and it is very important to look for them. Now, I understand it's not easy with teenagers. Trust me, I know. But we have to do what we have to do to keep our youth safe. I mean, they are the future of, literally, the future of our country. And I think everybody would agree. Um, and here's the thing, getting your mental health and your mental faculties back in place a little bit. Doesn't have to be with medication. It could be with a plethora of different things. There's so many different routes you could take. And or drug use or poly drug use. It doesn't have to not be fun. You could have fun getting clean. And that's one of the big things that I learned when I got clean and sober, is that I was able to have a lot more fun. I was able to enjoy things a lot more. I was able to even like ice cream tasted different. Um, just certain things, they're just different. And you find that ability to have more fun. I don't know if that sounds weird. It's the truth. Recovery can be very fun. Um, it doesn't have to be blah. It doesn't have to be, there are, um, like at L.R.T we offer resources to anybody. Mostly in New York State. However, even in different states, um, we have people that can look into the resources, and we will find you resources. That's what we do. I can't, and I don't, turn people down that need and want to get help. After all, this is what life is about, and in the younger generation that we have running around now, I see a lot of me in a lot of different people, and it scares me, to be honest with you, because I know me back in my early 20s, in my, uh, let's say, late teens. Um, I dealt with the death of my mother, yes, but I also went on a tear after that, and um, yeah, so, but anyways, so the mental health part of this is you really have to watch the kids, and you really, even more so. Well, I don't want to say more so than adults because that's not true. It's just as important. Um, I would say that you know, uh, if you have children that you believe, or a child that you believe is depressed, uh, reach out to LRT. We will help you, and leave comments below. I will answer. Anyways, at LRT, we offer a range. See, so this is going to kind of run into it. We do offer a range of support and resources. That's what I was just kind of talking about. Um, to support mental health. Not see, people just thought because that's what I said, that we were just a poly substance and drug and alcohol company. I'm not. Um, I do mental health. I do things that happened in the past that were very harmful. Uh, it's almost a therapy session, but in a different style, um, and a lot cheaper. Anyways, but we do have a range of services and support and resources for mental health. So please reach out to us. Um, Now, whether you want to connect um, to places with peer support is always good because it shows you, it's kind of like me talking to you, only a little bit different because it's in person and it can be a little more intimate. But peer support is always good because then you realize other people are going through the same thing that you're going through. So it, and that's always important to see. Um, other people going through the same thing because they're fighting the same struggle that you are. So it's just very important that you're attentive and um, you know take advantage of the resources that we have. Um, you know, because right now the way things are going, I can understand why anybody's mental health would decline right now. Um, but anyways, so the peer help will always help, or the peer advocacy, however you want to call it, peer coaching. Um, but uh, whatever your journey, we're here to help you on your journey to get better. That's the whole point of LRT. Let's Recover Together is a journey program, and we would like we would love nothing better than to join you on this journey. And like I said, I'm not going away on YouTube, so I'm going to be making videos. Again, I know I said probably every Wednesday, but it's going to be a lot more than that, I think, at least for now. But anyways, honestly, we believe that together we can make a difference, uh, just by talking openly about mental health and addiction, polysubstance use, which a lot of people don't even know what that means, which is weird. Um, but yeah, a lot of people don't even know what polysubstance abuse is. It is a little bit newer, but I would still say it's been around long enough where I think, people would have known the terminology of polyuse um, of drugs. I mean, one of the biggest problems we have right now are benzos and opiates in this country. It's not only it's not only just fentanyl or carfentanil or xylazine. It's benzos. It's benzos with opioids. It's fentanyl. It's heroin. I mean, the list goes on, really. Um, but you know, that that's that's why we're here for this journey. We would love to see you through this journey. I would love to see you through this journey. Um, yeah. So, uh, but I gotta say, this video's kind of ran a little bit longer than I wanted it to, just because I put another one out, or actually two more out, um, earlier. So I'm gonna end this one, and I want to thank you so much for watching. If you found this video helpful or entertaining, or you really need the help, uh, and you found this video helpful, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. We're gonna have a lot of content coming, a lot of good content. I can promise that. Um, we are gonna start having people and probably testimonials come on, um, but this is gonna be a unique recovery channel and mental health channel. Very unique. I want to do it. I'm not going to reinvent the wheel, but I want and need something to work because my heart and soul is into this. And if you've made it this far into this video, I hope yours is too. So, again, this is Kevin. Let's recover together. Thank you for your support.